Good morning, everyone. If anyone wants me to talk on a particular aspect, please ask. Yes.
I sometimes have my intuition and my heart and my mind say different things. And so then usually teachings say you should really follow your gut feeling, your intuition. But I start to feel more and more now on the path that I should maybe not pay so much attention to these things.
It depends on what you want, you see. If you speak... Oh!
What you want, yes.
Thank you very much. Special treatment. It depends on what you are focused on, you see. If you are focused on life, on events of your life, according to your temperament, you will be more intuitive or more intellectual. It doesn't matter much about the value of it, but just follow what is natural to you. Now, it has nothing to do with the subject of satsang in a way. You see?
The second question before you came was, should I pay really attention to that, or should I say, like you said a couple of satsangs ago, it's just chatter of the mind, and it doesn't really matter so much?
It depends what you want. If you want your intuition or your good discrimination, intellectual discrimination, to decide things of the life, do what is natural to you. Now, if you want to solve in yourself the meaning of life, or who am I, what's real in all this stuff which is manifested, intuition or not, it will not help. Because why? Because the subject of the satsang is totally not even a subject, because you cannot grasp it. You are something, and as it is not graspable, I can't say anything about it, but I can say what it is not. You can come nearer? Come nearer. Yes. Because you don't hear. You can take your chair also. You want a chair? You can have a chair. No, it's okay.
Can I ask one question about...
Hello.
Hello. About in my life, sometimes I'm struggling to have like comfort zone where I have my income and everything. And I still have some doubts, but also some answers I already have for my future. And I wonder if you have some things to say me about it.
I'm not Miss Soleil, we say. Miss Don't worry, my dear child. You will learn more and more that maybe it looks not like that, but we don't have much control on our life. So, in this case, whatever happens, just live it fully. And so there is no next there. No? What's next? And there is no problem also to take care of oneself, to take care of this body, this mind, because nobody else will do. But that is phenomenal. It's about phenomena. Huh? Yeah. I have to make clear that satsang, you see, it's not that someone is here to tell you how to be the best in your life or how to lead your life. I have absolutely no recipe about that, as I have absolutely no recipe how to realize maybe the substratum of all this appearance. And yet I can indicate what it is not. Come and sit, doesn't matter. Because you see, sometimes questions arise like, okay, I have a life, but I'm dying also. So is it not absurd? So all those questions can arise. You cannot force it. But if they arise, you will search for an answer. And you will find where an answer fits you. Or you are intrigued by what a few people call generally sages, wise people, by what they say. And then you start to also search and to see if it fits you, if it's interesting for you. That's the main point of satsang. What is next? Next interest. Yes.
It's a pleasure to be here. I'm so grateful. And I feel such a resonance in my heart space. And the question come up from the mind if I come here to get such beautiful feelings, or it's so loving. Maybe it's also a kind of being attached to feel happy or to feel full of love. You know what I mean?
I
It's
know
always
what you
the
mean.
same stuff for me. I feel so grateful.
So don't ask any questions. You just feel grateful, you see. And when it goes, don't ask also any question.
Okay, when it's there. Yeah. Yeah.
There is absolutely not anything. There is absolutely nothing wrong in being happy.
And is it something wrong in wanting to be happy? That's it. When it's here, and if it's gone, it's gone.
That's
what it is.
that's very wise. It's the description of what happens.
Thank you. It's amazing to be here.
But you see, don't confuse here with geography.
Sorry?
Don't confuse the here with geography. Geography means this particular place.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
But it helps. It supports a lot.
It's like when you are addicted to whiskey, you will go to the proper bar to drink a bit the best one, you know. Apart from that, you have your whiskey at home.
I very much heard and felt what you were saying about if you search, you'll find the answer. Your head, your heart, it's about, as I understood as you said, the process of searching. And I guess my curiosity is, personally, I am a seeker, my partner, our family they are seekers, they're searching. I will navigate it myself, for myself. How can I be of service to my loved ones?
To you,
To my loved ones,
yeah,
in their searching,
being yourself.
being myself. Being myself.
But you see, being myself, a self which doesn't depend on relations to, as everybody really doesn't depend on any relations to. You see, that is the very precious experience, which is absolutely not an experience, We mention it as beingness because we are poor in vocabulary, and we will always be poor. It cannot catch it. Yeah. But you see, when you feel you are a seeker, it doesn't mean that it's a state which will remain all your life, unless you want it. So there is always an opportunity to just being freed even from this label. And it's always at once. Sudden. Quicker than a blink of an eye. Because that's always available. Only the mind is the delay, you see. The mind is the delay. Because the mind is in time and space. Yes.
How to avoid that the mind takes over and over and over again and kicks me out of the awareness.
By not wanting that it's not there. There is nothing wrong with the mind appearing. And I tell you, it will appear as long as you live.
Okay.
But it comes and goes. It comes and goes. So know that your real abode is before it appeared, during the appearance but you don't see it, and when it disappears, you are at the same spot, spotless of course. So nothing happened. You can include everything, the happenings too, but your abode is from where it arose and where it disappears. And it doesn't matter what appears. You know, that expresses itself all the time. Also in a space of silence, sure, but it's also an expression. Mm-hmm. The great way is not difficult for those who do not have preferences. I prefer silence, for example. That gives you big trouble. You can fully enjoy the silence. You can fully enjoy the happiness. But when it disappears, it doesn't matter. It's another shape. Then you are freed. You are freed from the tyranny of the mind. And to prefer silence is also a tyranny of the mind. Good.
Vicious circle.
So you are freed from the vicious circle. Don't hesitate if you have something to tell now. Again, don't hesitate to tell if there is something coming up now. It's a good time. Yes?
Ganga, if that recognition doesn't happen in the mind, then what
A little louder. If that recognition,
doesn't happen in the mind, then
there is no recognition. Recognition happens in the mind. And that's why you can lose it. Or forget it. Be freed from any reference. Any reference is a concept. Yes.
Good morning.
Good
This
morning.
is my first time here. I'm very, very grateful to be here. My question is, there's times when I feel that my awareness is what maybe could be like the witness, where I'm just passively sort of observing the changing phenomenon, and I feel it feels like peaceful, but also kind of cold and detached and a bit removed, and more like emptiness than fullness. And I'm wondering, just maybe if you have any advice or.
Yes,
Oh,
I have the advice to give up my awareness.
Can you repeat it? I didn't understand. I didn't hear it.
But it was not your question.
Okay.
He understood.
Okay.
But you can ask a question of your own.
At the moment, there is no question.
Oh, yes, sorry. Yeah.
So I just following this mechanism of emotion comes up,
Yeah.
mind loops, heart contracts.
Yeah.
Just be with it.
No, you have been myriads of incarnations with it. Maybe it's enough. Let it be, let it appear by itself. You cannot help that. But don't be concerned. Just for a while, just to give you the opportunity to see that you are not the body and not the mind. Because you know, this mind, what it does, it eternally describes his own reality because he's the master of narcissism, describing all the time what you live, what you experience, what the other do, and so on and so on. So that one gets fatigued, exhausted, and not happy in the end. So it's your right now to see. Anyway, I have no control about all these things which happens. I am that, and I will not figure it out. Yeah.
Ganga. So this is like a sharing.
Yeah.
So as a child, I have a sense that I made a promise on some level in my soul to sort out what I saw was very wrong in my lineage, in my family. And it was handed to me. It was like, this is what I was here to do.
Kind of mission.
A mission.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I had 2 younger brothers who also needed care, and I felt responsible for them.
Yeah.
And this has been my life's mission, to try and resolve what's gone wrong in this dynamic from 2,000 years. And I went to my guru. That's my whole spiritual path has been. And this particular guru, it was like, well, this is our work.
Your work, he said. What does it? What did he say?
He
he helped me with my family. He
Okay,
helped
okay,
to
great. Very nice teacher.
Very,
Very nice.
yeah, yeah. So he took on that
Yeah.
task, and it was a task, really. It
Yeah.
was hard. Hard.
So you have been helped.
I have been helped,
Good.
and I had to match the help I received. You know, I had to work
Yeah.
within that as
You've
well.
been helped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So the whole through that help, the whole lineage got very. Everything came to the surface, all of it.
Speak of you. Huh?
Hmm?
Now you speak of you. You have been helped.
Yeah.
Okay. Up to probably a certain extent, which is already fantastic.
Yeah.
Now you speak of you.
Yeah. So through that work
Yeah.
that I and through grace with him did
Yeah.
or have been doing. So there was all this unresolvedness still within the line, and I was still feeling responsible for it. So that hadn't resolved in me.
Okay.
And today is the day that I had to sign a document to bring something to the conclusion legally that needed to be brought. So it's almost like the end of the war, perhaps. You know. But what's come to me, and because it obviously affected me on so many levels, physically, emotionally.
Yeah, you are aware that
Yeah.
now you are describing not only a personal life, a lineage of a family.
Yeah.
It's a story.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are describing a story. You needed help. You got help,
Yeah.
maybe up to a certain extent,
Yeah.
as it is always in this world. Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
And so now, what comes?
Yeah. And so now, like, there's this dawning, because the work is kind of
Done.
done,
Yes.
I hope.
So you are free
So
to...
there's this freedom of actually, this was never me. I was never
Yes.
this. I was given this job,
Yeah.
but it wasn't me.
Very good.
I was handed it,
Yeah.
and
What a blessed day to see that.
yeah, and I can let it go because
Yes.
I don't have to do it. And there's the thing of like, well, there's still that an emotional thing of like, well,
Don't look at it. It's enough of description. All this belongs to the past now.
yeah,
It expresses itself maybe, but remain yourself,
Yeah.
freed from lineage.
free from lineage,
Yes,
free from lineage.
yes.
But I never was. It was never my lineage.
Don't go to the past.
Yeah.
I never was. Again, you go to the past. I am freed from lineage. Honor this moment today. What a blessing.
Yeah. Yeah. And that means you don't, not that the care, you don't.
Now you will know whenever.
Yeah. Thank you. It's 20 years. Sorry. Okay. Okay.
Some other lineage was hanging down there. Where are you? You see, you don't need to enter in any other state. That was an escape, a protection before. Now be freed from state. You are yourself just now. You don't need to enter in a special state. You understand?
Yeah, yeah,
Great.
yeah.
Very nice. Do you have a question? I forgot your name, sorry. Yeah. Do you have a question or it's over? If you have a question, take the opportunity.
Sometimes
Yeah.
when I try to just get into the moment and just be present, there's almost always some kind of discomfort or agitation, like an itch in my mind that prevents me from being able to fully.
Being able to?
I feel like there's always some
Yeah, understood.
kind of agitation
Yeah.
or itch in my
Yeah.
mind that makes it hard to completely surrender to the moment.
Okay. But maybe you have an idea of the moment and then it's very complicated. The moment is here, you see. Your mind can't tell anything, but it's here. So it's just a question of I would say don't touch for a split second any movement of your mind or body or emotions. Just a question of a split second. Because all other moments you try to be in the moment is a fake moment. It's a moment in time and that will pass and then the future presents itself or the past. So your mind is always late. The moment is always before the mind presents itself. Know that. And when the mind appears, don't worry. It's natural for a living being. But at some point it also disappears before you jump on another thought. It's a split second. So don't try. And don't be washed away by time. Don't try, don't be washed away by the time. A split second. And never try to arrange your mind in a certain way. You have a cuckoo mind, you have a troublesome mind, you have a peaceful mind. Who cares? Don't transform that. Be yourself. At any moment you want, obviously. So in time, this, let's say, split second will never be permanent. Don't try to make anything out of it. Just whenever, be in a split second freed from what it is not. That's all. It's very particular and strange to the humans because it's something you can never own. It's quicker than your desire to own it, you see. It's so. You see, religions, for example, they are of great help because it's a support in the suffering of people and so on. Religion, it's religare, you see, it's to reunify with something superior you trust and then you feel protected and all that. But here, and that is of a great help. Those who don't have a religion, they invent some other support. But you see, in satsang, often it is when you have been, or you had waves of a religious wave and faith, and suddenly you see there is something wrong there. Who is God, after all? If I don't wake up, I doesn't wake up, where is God? It's because I take I for real that the thought of God, it looks real or not. You see? So in satsang, it is to make you free from beliefs. By nature, what allows all this movie, these appearances, by nature, everybody is it. It is not owned by somebody. It is. It's a way to say. Free from beliefs. And it's better than a support, because a support is only in the dream state or in the waking state. Already when you sleep, there is no support. And it goes on changing, and you depend on so many things. So, if if you allow not to listen to your mind for a split second, what's there, that's it. And that it's freed from beliefs, support. It's freed. So Satsang tries to give yourself this opportunity to root out your slavery in beliefs. And to believe I am somebody is already the first, is the root of that tree, is the root cause of this manifestation. It goes that far. Of course it manifests. I have a body, I have this body, I don't confuse with Rishi's body. I have my personal life. All this you have, you become in this manifestation. But who are you? Who are you? So that split moment of not being able to answer, that's it. Honor that. That's all. Means know how precious it is. That's all. And if you have that experience, I am linked or unified with that, it's still a wrong. It's still wrong. There is nobody having the experience of that. It is not a possible experience or ownership of anybody. Otherwise, you will have a few enlightened beings on two legs, generally, pretending they're enlightened. Okay, they may do good, but it's limited. It's a religion, again. A mission, again. Don't be missionaries. Don't be anything. Who can take you then? Who can trouble you then? What can you lose then?
Identity.
Hmm?
The identity.
Yeah, sure. But the experience of losing the identity still belongs to somebody. Be freer than that. Yes.
Question comes, what is it all about?
I am trying since years to tell, never figure it out. That's why you see a ha or whatever. It's enough. Enough. Let the mind don't search after that. Some have it in a very young age. Then unhappily they don't know what it is, so they go on searching. Everybody may have this obvious, let's say, obvious moment in their life. But nobody, they never heard how precious it is, that's all. In fact, it's a pity that there is this imagery of meditating Buddhas and Shivas and all that. It's also very nice as a support. But in fact, I would prefer, because then it looks like you have in time, you are in such a state. And that is what they indicate. No, with the indications, they try to, like a laser sword, to cut off your way of thinking. So it's rather a lightening. The images have to change, you see. It's rather a Zen master like, or a lightening, or a jump, or whatever, something sudden which strikes you. That's all. So forget about the images transmitted since always to be free.
Ganga?
Yeah.
You talk now about this honoring, this moment, and also that maybe many people was already seeing it, but was not honoring it. But is this honoring is always possible or not?
Of course. Honoring, I mean, it's like knowing that this is what makes people search, and you, for some reason you have seen, not with your eyes of course, but you have seen this. Knowing the preciousness of it, that is honoring. It is not an attitude of honoring, no. It's just that, yeah.
But it's always possible.
It's there all the time.
Because I had it in that it maybe comes only one time in life, and if you don't, it's like was an idea.
The sudden comes one time in a life. Then you are printed for life. describe it actually. Don't worry about this question. Nothing today. Yeah, you.
Yeah, I have been looking at this red thread through my life of the indoctrination of
Past, yeah.
the indoctrination of always being in the search like a dealer. You have to be compassionate, you have to do seva, you have to be charity. There is like a dealing in this whole world of spirituality.
I know it was probably a fantastic support for you, but you don't need to sell your soul to that today. It's past. Maybe that brings you or enables you to hear what you hear today. So be freed from your past, and this past anyway is pure imagination.
So the past is imagination, yet it brought me to you.
I am your imagination too.
That's a hard one for me.
You want to be freed or not?
Yes.
Okay. So this has to be touched. It's in the same bag of what it is not. Yeah.
Something came, I just shared that I heard a nice story also from a master about talking about Moses and the burning bush, and just the kind of...
It's your lineage, yeah.
I know. So that's why it...
No, tell.
Yeah, it's a nice story. Because it translates it differently. He was saying that the burning bush is like our pain, really, our sort of suffering and the kind of yearning for freedom. And is the I am comes in the middle of that. In the midst of it comes the I am. And he says to Moses, "What have you got in your hand?" And he had this. He says it's a rod.
A word.
A rod,
Ah.
like a rod, like a staff. Like
A what?
Stick.
A stick?
Stick,
Okay,
like
a stick. Yeah, okay.
And because he was a shepherd.
Yeah.
And so it was his support. It was everything he was like leaning on. He needed to have security with, So it's like all the attachments, all the beliefs. He had this rod with him, staff. So God said, throw it down. Throw it down. So he had to throw it down, and as he threw it down, it turned into a snake. And Moses started to run away from it. He was scared
The
of it.
Bible started then.
But it was always there, that's it, yeah. but the symbolism being that what we think is our support is actually a snake, is something that is not supportive. It's actually when you throw it down, you realise, oh my God, I've been holding on to something that is actually...
He understood that, Moses?
No,
Wow!
Moses definitely missed.
Oh.
This is from G.P. Walsh, who understood it, and he's not a Jew. But
That's why.
that's why. But he loves, yes, he loves
Anyway.
Christ. But yeah. So
So,
it's just a seeing on that what we think is what we need is actually
a snake.
is violent towards us.
It's an illusion. It's poison.
A poison, yeah. that's
Poison
the
of the
thing.
snake.
Yeah, and yeah.
But there is nothing real in all this.
No,
You
it's a
know.
story. It's just a
No,
story.
no, but stories are support up to a certain extent. And then be freed from stories, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, really.
Okay. Okay.
I think I disagree a little bit with that.
Oh, interesting.
Imagine someone that needs glasses to see, and you have to make his life, and the glasses make her life much easier. And
That's what I say. There is nothing wrong with religions. They are a support. And the human being, because he suffers deeply.
some people really need glasses, like some people.
Yeah, but I don't say the contrary, you know.
So it's,
But here it's not a place, it's not a religious place, because here it's the birthright also of every human being to, if the demand is there only, to be freed from the support, because actually you are not an handicapped one in your real nature. That's all. But I encourage rather, if you don't search for your real freedom, to have a support. Otherwise, you see too much depression also around. A support is natural to have in their life. But it happens to a few that for some reason they are rebellious and they start to interrogate, what is God? Who am I? What is this absurdity? What is reality? And for them, they also need help. And here maybe this is their help. There is a place for it too. Okay?
yeah, I'm just saying that some people need glasses.
I totally agree.
I need glasses.
I totally agree. Yes, yes, yes. And if there is no demand, please remove my glasses, they will never be taken off. It would be wrong. If you need glasses, put your glasses. If you demand, I want to see without glasses, then come to Satsang. That's all. But it's not an obligation. It's just if you want particularly this, it fits my particular demand. That's all. Isn't it? That's why it's not a mission. Cannot be. It will never be. What a luck. Yeah. There is a vast tolerance, otherwise what? You know.
and you say that is never affected. Whatever I do or don't is never affected by that.
It has nothing to do with what you do or don't.
Right.
Yeah.
But that doesn't give a carte blanche to any kind of behavior.
I don't speak about behavior.
Yeah.
I try to mention that there is something that one cannot figure it out. For the mind, it's totally mysterious or mad, but it's the way I have to speak. I don't mention behaviors. Everyone has his own ethics. That's all. I don't touch that.
Right.
And I will never touch that here. That is a personal choice of everybody. Something else before the train stops somewhere at the chai shop? No chai shop today, but beer shop. Something? Don't go not having with something you came with and you didn't express. So please ask.
I think for me the support here is the uncompromising reminder of
Yeah,
what I love.
yeah,
So that's it.
yeah. There is nothing wrong in
And
that, you
there's
know.
gratefulness, you know, that
There is nothing wrong with that.
you
Yeah,
embody the uncompromising reminder.
yeah,
And
yeah. Thank you very much.